Ah, you might have been thinking that we were staring at the wall, but the real OGs that were here since the first 30 seconds of the stream will actually realize we were staring at the floor all along. Dun dun dun! Ghost time with Cube. Anyway, good morning everyone. We doing some of the old Ghost Nigeling as is our Monday's due. So, alright, Ard. 2-week holiday, very fine. Congrats. Hello Dork, hello Mambango. That is indeed not wall, get fucked. And no, the wall was not haunted. Noobs! I fooled you all. It's so cold that it's slowing everyone down, including the ghost. Correctly find the ghost type, and at least it's the small camp. Okay. Yay. What I always want in life is to not be able to move at all. But let's see how bad this is. Reading this does not make me excited, I must admit. Being slower than normal, not the most exciting thing. This does feel pretty slow. We can't sprint though. We might be faster than the ghost with that. I guess it depends on how much they ask the speed, ultimately. I mean, this doesn't even feel that slow, does it? I mean, I don't know. I haven't played enough Phasmo in recent times to have a good comparison. I feel like we were faster not too long ago, so maybe my standard for what is and isn't slow has been messed with a little bit. We don't have lighters and candles, I guess. Okay. Why do we have this but no lighters? What sort of troll ass shit is this game? Are you okay? I guess they're gonna make the weather to be snow as well every time with a theme like that. So what should we grab? Maybe we grab this. So Crash Bass Crystal Challenge. Was there a crystal challenge that made you super slow? Made everything cold? I don't know. It's not paying that much attention, I must admit. Oh yeah, this is definitely slow. Not sure how slow, but slow. Let's see if we can spot any immediate ghost orbs. Let's also mosey on over to the generator. While avoiding special ghost orbs, yeah. Ah, I see. Generator is broken. That was a ghost orb, wasn't it? Or was that just snow that went through the wall, cheekily? Like some sort of cheeky ghost snow? Not to be mistaken for ghost orbs. Yeah, that's a ghost orb right here. Look at that. It's going upwards. That is, at least from what I have read, but I wouldn't be super surprised if the game was just being very cheeky. That is the one defining factor of ghost orbs, is that they go upwards, even in the snow. Okay, so we found the ghost room. We can't see shit, actually. Oh, fuck, I forgot, since we didn't have light not too long ago. Ooh, that's EMF 5, isn't it? That sounds very high. It is, in fact, EMF 5. Please be fingerprints as well, so we can just immediately bash out this first one. It's no fingerprints. Wait, I forgot about the fucking lights. I forgot that we have a flashlight. This is so weird. What the fuck? How could I forget about my beloved flashlight? Anyway, so we have 2 out of 3 things immediately with ghost orbs and EMF 5. Now, it could of course be a mimic. Actually, it can't be a mimic because mimic doesn't have EMF 5, doesn't it? That is indeed correct. Okay, so we have EMF 5, ghost orb, and no fingerprints. So we are dealing with a Raiju. Okay, goodbye. It is time to leave. Easiest speedrun of my entire life. Now, we could have gotten cucked there by the fingerprints just appearing on a different door than what I thought I heard. But, I will take my chances here for the speediest ghost clearing. Yep, there we go. Sorted. How long did that take? That can't have been super long. I mean, we were fucking around in the truck for a little while. Alright, Fisk, welcome in. Sorry, I'm having a cup of coffee in my right hand, so I can't use my right hand. That was very fast. That was indeed a bit of a speedrun. Well done. Let's go it again. So, the slow thing is of course slightly annoying, but Camp Woodwind is nice and small, and in a challenge where dying doesn't really matter and finding the ghost type out is also not super hard, Camp Woodwind is actually pretty much just alright, I think. Not necessarily my... Oh, that's why I didn't... We have regular flashlight only, and not the strong flashlight. I guess that's why I didn't... Yeah, okay. Maybe we don't take the flashlight. Maybe we just stay with the same equipment again, and immediately identify another Raiju. The challenge is called Frostbitten, I think. We are in the Camp Woodwind. The one and only Camp Woodwind, apparently. It is snowing, it's cold, there's no candles and no lighters and no generator. And everyone is slow, including the ghost. Except we speedrun, so we're not actually slow. We just move slowly, but we're not actually that slow. But in fairness, we did get obscenely lucky. First of all, that we had a ghost that has EMF 5, which also immediately procced on first activation, rather than just being a lower amount of EMF. Second, that we immediately had a ghost that... what the fuck are you tossing about over here? Had a ghost that had ghost orbs, and we also immediately found the ghost orbs despite the snow, so yeah. The Bandcamp. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've actually used Bandcamp as well already. It sounded like it came from over here somewhere. Also, apparently we don't have strong flashlights, so this is another one of those a bit more dark challenges. Trying to find what he was tossing around. Maybe this ball. I think this is out of place, isn't it? I cannot remember exactly what this looks like normally. Not exactly an expert on this map. But I definitely heard some noise coming over from this side, unless my headphones are on the wrong way. But I don't think so. Mr. Ghost, would you please give me a sign? Or Miss Ghost, let's check it out. We have Dorothy Kemper. Hey, Dorothy Kemper, would you like to give me a sign, please? Come on. Please be kind. Okay, at the very least it looks like we're not gonna get immediate ghost orbs again. It would probably also be a little bit too lucky. I should probably toggle these anyway, just in case the ghost does interact with them. Let's also quickly check for fingerprints, just on the off chance that I just missed it, but nope. I think these coolers can have fingerprints on them. I'm not entirely confident, but I'm pretty confident. Check the bathroom again. This fucking sparking generator always catches me off guard a little bit. Dorothy Kemper, are you in here? Would you like to give me a sign, please? Yeah, maybe that's why nothing has happened yet. Or, well, we did hear some noise over here. Maybe that's Dorothy baiting us over, and then she's gonna Crown King us from out of nowhere. I swear I heard something while I'm rambling. Maybe in here somewhere? Maybe I just got bamboozled by the stupid sparking thing again? Sparking always was a bit of a shit mechanic, wasn't it? I mean, she's being very cheeky and making noise exactly when I'm not able to quite pay attention because I'm rambling. But I could have sworn I heard her over there multiple times already, but we couldn't really find anything. But we also can't see that much. Maybe I should give in and use the shit flashlight. Hello, Miss Kemper, are you here? Yeah, I think that ball does not spawn there naturally. So she might be around here somewhere. But we didn't get an EMF when we first went here, but I might have been a bit slow. Get it? Because it's part of the challenge. I kinda hate it here. So we can't really use the thermometer because everything is gonna be cold. There's a chance we're gonna find a room that's like extra cold, but the chance is pretty low, I'd say. What else can we do to really find out about the ghost? We kinda just need to wait for them to give us more signs, I reckon. I think this is just ambience, the weird, like, crunchy noises that sometimes pop up. I'm not that familiar with the campsites, so there are definitely some sound effects that I don't really understand correctly. But I do feel like that's just ambience. We have a hiding spot here in case we need one. I do want to find out how slow these ghosts actually are, so I wouldn't mind getting chased here. Which is also part of why I don't mind running around in the dark this long. That being said, it's not like we can really avoid it now that I think about it, huh? Given that we don't have candles, and we can't turn on the area lights, there is no way for us to stop the sanity drain, so it is constantly draining. That's kind of interesting. Fun bit of a concept. Okay, I still haven't found any ghost orbs, so I think it's time to leave the camera behind. But I'd really like to find an area for us to set up in, because most of the other evidence things you can get are pretty localized. So having a spot where we can start, plop down maybe some dots, that sort of shit would be nice. Could use the sound sensors, I suppose. Maybe do that then. Let's make a little item pile here. I'll keep the lights on so we remember. We don't quite get freezing temperatures, but we get temperatures around 1 degree or something. And usually, unless you have a ghost with wow, we're pretty low on sanity, huh? I guess they didn't really reduce the sanity drain on this. Oh, the ghost is finally active the moment we leave. Lovely. But yeah, I think we're gonna have around 1 degrees pretty much everywhere. Actually, maybe a little bit higher. It's gonna fluctuate a bit, but yeah, in general, it's kind of too low for you to find where the ghost is, except for if it's a freezing temperatures ghost, in which case it'd still be noticeably colder. But overall, it's not gonna be easy to find the ghost room. Fuck it, let's try some of these sound sensors. I don't know how good they are on the camp. Probably kinda garbage. Because they're generally kinda garbage. But maybe we'll get a hunt and then we'll figure out where she's coming from. Let's just place them in a triangle so we can triangulate the location. I'm kinda sorry about that. I had to though. The moment I realized what I was about to do, I had to commit to the foul pun. Maybe some more coffee will wash that out of my system. You really are rather slow, but you are speeding up, so you're not a hunter or anything, otherwise you'd already have died. Oh, you got me. I'm guessing that's normal speed. I'm gonna randomly call you a shade because you weren't that active while we were around, or just in general, but honestly it's just pure guesswork. I have practically nothing to go off of. Actually, you hunted a bit early. Oh, I should have, yeah, we were probably on like 55% sanity. I did kind of finish it, I think. Yeah, it wasn't Mare. Unfortunately. Oh well, let's go again. So yeah, like I said, the campsite is not terrible if you don't mind dying, and on the weekly challenges, dying isn't that big of an issue. With the sanity drain being noticeably high, we're actually going to be getting hunted every now and then, I reckon. But it should, on average, make ghosts also a little bit more interactive. I don't like the snow shit. The snow makes it a bit harder to spot ghost orbs and stuff, but yeah, in general, we're going to have games like this a few times, I reckon. If we don't get lucky and beat the challenge quickly. But it's gonna involve a lot of wandering around and hoping that the ghost reveals itself in some capacity. Kind of no matter what. So she was just hanging out between the camps over there, I reckon. Or between the tents, I should say. Because I think she spawned outside of the camps. From the way it sounded and from the way she beelined straight to us. What's your name? Kenny Douglas. Hello, Kenny. Would you like to give me a sign, please? Mr. Douglas, please give me a sign. Wait, I'm not even gonna question that, so as to just ignore the fact that you just mentioned something that people shouldn't look up, so I'll just keep searching for the ghost. Hello, Kenny, would you like to give me a sign? No, the ball does actually spawn here, huh? So does the basketball. What is this? Fair enough. Yeah, I guess the balls are just hanging out here. So it must have been sound over here somewhere that I... Ooh, hello there. Wait, what? This literally just happened in front of my eyes. How do I not get EMF from that? Okay, EMF 5. No fingerprints. Very active ghost. I appreciate that. Weren't you just fucking around with the pins here? What are you doing? That's a lot of activity. Maybe getting EMF from these is rough. Anyway, so we don't have fingerprints and we do have EMF 5. This also immediately rules out Mimic, which is nice. Because finding ghost orbs is a bit of a pain. Let's set up either in this area in front of the tent or just inside of the tent. I guess we can cover sort of both areas at once. So let's do some of this. You fucking love this door, don't you? Just making sure that you're not secretly in a blockade. Yeah, look, the EMF is not liking this door. Even though he's repeatedly fucking with the door, it's not assing up properly. That is a bit unfortunate. Alright, so it's probably not in a blockade given the amount of times that it has interacted with the door without leaving fingerprints. Spirit Wave, Shade Oni, the Twins, Raiju. It's probably not Ghost Orb, but we can't really rule it out just yet because of the way the snow makes it hard to find this sort of shit. Let's try the Spirit Box. Hey, when everything is dark, we don't need to turn off the light to talk to the ghost with the Spirit Box. Isn't that a major advantage? Haha. No, that's just ambience. Don't get fooled. Where are you? How old are you? How old are you, though? How old are you? How old are you? ASL. NVM. Alright, we have Spirit Box, which brings us to these ghosts. It might be twins with the amount of interactions we've had. Let's check for ghost writing. I kind of got stuck on the door there for a moment. I thought I was bumping into the ghost, which in hindsight makes absolutely 0% sense, but hey. No, don't let the ghost fucking shill its Insta and stuff. Like, we don't want that. Let's not get dead people more followers. Let's maybe focus on the alive people first. Is there anything I need to check otherwise? I guess we could bring some salt to see if it's a wraith. In addition to checking for... this. Toss over there. You might actually be twins. I can't see that at all. Oh, lovely. Ooh, it fucked the salt, so it is not a wraith. Good to know. Let's align it roughly like this. So, we're not dealing with a wraith, so you're either a spirit or twins, which means either writing or freezing temps. I mean, let's grab a thermometer since we're right by the door, may as well. Not much on the activity chart. While we're at it, what's my sanity like? 73. Yeah, sanity drain seems pretty high on those. I appreciate that a lot. That's gonna make it a little bit more interesting overall to do this sort of challenge. If the sanity drain is low, you just kind of walk in and do all three, or try to take off all the evidences until you're done. This might actually be twins. I think I keep hearing double interactions at the same time. It's not freezing though. Hello. That actually looked kind of spooky with the way the eyeballs were visible there. Yeah, it's not freezing, so it's actually a spirit. Alright then. Hello, Mr. Spirit. Who's a good spirit? You are. Let's get rid of this. Maybe place it down here just so we can see. Here, why don't you write in my book? May I have a signature, please? Mr. Kenny. Hey, Kenny, would you write in my book, please? Could you sign my book for me? No, that was something else. The book, please. And right here, why do you ask, dumbass? Just one little autograph. I'll be out of here in no time. I promise. Step into more salt, yep. That's actually kind of spooky because stepping into salt makes the ghost roam. And if it starts to hunt from outside of the crucifix radius. We're not gonna get away in time. Yeah, I don't see any interactions here on this chart either. We do have pills, right? How much do these recover? Let's find out. Wow, okay. So we have high sanity drain, but a pill heals basically everything. Okay, that's good to know. That is interesting. Interesting concept for a challenge. I guess we'll fuck around here a little bit longer and just make sure that it actually writes into the book at some point. May as well take a picture or two while we're at it. Hello Kenny, I am very sane. Please write on my book. I'll take a picture as well. Just for you. Where did I drop the thermometer anyway? Probably somewhere in here, knowing myself. There it is. Yeah, it's definitely not freezing. So from this selection, it's definitely a spirit. Okay, even if we don't take off fingerprints, assuming they're bugged somehow, it would still be a spirit. But it does not want to write in this book. Hey Kenny, please, please, please write into my book. Come on. Be a pal. I mean, what we could do is we try to remove more items from this area. Give them less things to interact with, other than the ghostwriting book. Since there's a pretty large amount of clutter here for the ghost to fuck around with. And I think the less it has to work with, the more likely it is to do what I need it to do. Look at all these utensils and shit. What happened to the other fork? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. I'm just legally blind. Where indeed are you? What the fuck are you doing out there? Get back in your tent. Dumbass. Here, write in my book. I'm trying to clear your tent of clutter, don't be mean. I'm trying to help you here. By clearing your tent of clutter, I mean I'm gonna just toss all your shit outside, but let's not be too picky. I think you just tried to touch the door. God, there's so much here for him to fuck with. Please write into my book. Mate, please, sign my book. I'm a huge fan. I wonder if these interactions are slightly broken on this map. Let's toss all of those further away. Mate, please. Just one little signature is all I need. Definitely not trying to take your kidneys or something. I mean, I technically don't need the signature, but I'd really like to have it. The fact that it still hasn't written into the book, despite being this active, is a little bit worrying. Where did I place the other crucifix? Somewhere here? Yeah, you're right in here. Mate, please, my book. Now. Stop wasting time. The people are waiting. We, the people, demand your signature. If this is actually fingerprints at the end of the day, although it can't be fingerprints, but if it was actually fingerprints at the end of the day, and it's just bugged because this map is weird, I'd be slightly miffed about that. Hello, Mr. Ghost. Ghostington, please. My book, right now. Right now, get it? I'm sorry. Where did I put the video camera, actually? Let's see if you can... could it be dots, in theory? Dots would make it wraith. It can't be a wraith because I touched the salt, though, so that's definitely out of the question. Sneaky ghost orb. I mean, we're down to these with just EMF 5 and Spirit Box, and we definitely had those, and there's no freezing, so it's definitely not wraith. I don't know, fuck it. Let's just leave and assume it is a very shy ghost that has never learned to write its signature. Goodbye, Kenny, you illiterate slag. Although it's not even like he needs to be good at writing or write anything specific. Just anyone can write a signature, even if they can't otherwise write. Just literally just write anything, and ta-da, there's your signature right now. And with the EMF5, it couldn't have been a mimic either, so it really had to be a spirit. Yeah, okay. Good. Just faffing about a bit too much.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Alright, uno mas. Let's get this over with. So the low speed is not really affecting the ghost as much as it is the player, I think, because you're already going to be struggling on this map to break line of sight with the ghost. And reducing your speed is a bit more of a hindrance in that regard than it is the ghost speed, because most of the ghost types speed up as they chase you. So they're naturally just going to become faster and faster, and since you can't break line of sight, you can't really prevent them from getting the speed boost. And once they have a tiny bit of speed boost, they're already back to normal, and from there it only gets worse. So I reckon this is overall a bit more of a dangerous challenge. Especially with the increased sanity drain, or it feels increased to me. Maybe it's just because of that other challenge the other day, where they removed sanity drain entirely, so now everything feels like it's a lot of sanity drain. And I mean, compared to nothing at all, it is definitely a lot of sanity drain, so I guess I technically make sense, but I don't know. I never understood myself either, so let's not read too deeply into that. Whom are we talking to today? We're talking to Elizabeth Clark. Fine last name there, although misspelled. Hello there. Liz, would you please talk to me? Give me the old sign. Or the new sign. No gang signs though. Any sort of signage would be alright. Hello. Miss Clark, would you please give us a sign? Or is that pronounced Clarky because of the E at the end? Probably not. Hello? Ooh. Aha, another EMF5. That is the third time well, I don't know about that one game where we just died. Aha, and fingerprints this time. EMF5 and fingerprints. Can we add ghost orbs to this and immediately call it a day? No, we cannot. Alright then. Technically, you could be outside of this room, but I don't think so. Alright, let's see what we have available in terms of ghosts here. Jin, Goryo, Myling, and Obake. I guess I should keep checking for fingerprints. Good thing I looked at all the possibilities. Let's just grab one of each. I like to double up usually with the dots, especially in a map like this, but if we are assuming that Liz hangs out in this tent over here, then one dot should cover the area nicely, and then we can get all three tools into the room right away. Very EMF. Hello, can you hear me? Where are you? Are you here? How old are you? Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Are you close? Are you far? How old are you? Are you young? Are you old? I guess that's pretty rude to ask, huh? Alright, so this does not seem like Spirit Box. Actually, that changed absolutely nothing. Well done, me. Let's bring in a second set of dots and not Spirit Book, what's it called? Ghostwriting. It's just tossing some shit around. Very normal. Goryo is on the list, so it could be Goryo dots, which would be a tricky bit to get on this map. Very EMF5, very active ghost. Let's grab both of these. How are we doing sanity-wise? Decently fine. Is there any ghost here that would hunt early? I mean, the Jinn could suddenly screw our sanity over out of nowhere, but I think overall we're gonna be fine. Is probably not even worth checking for freezing temps using the thermometer, but fuck it. Let's do it anyway. I don't think I need the last tool. Turned on a light source, so no mare. We know this already, but just fun to keep track of. Did not write into the book. It is pretty cold. 0.8 is low as fuck. Surprised it's not freezing though. It should be freezing temps very quickly if we do end up with a ghost that has freezing temps, because we can't heat up the area at all. We don't have any candles, we don't have any active generators. Like, the area should stay cold the entire time if it is at all a ghost that has freezing temperatures. It should make it very easy to get that as evidence. Let's check for more fingerprints. Maybe we'll just get Obake fingerprints and then we'll be done immediately. Why, hello there. Mildly spooky, terrifying little child. Alright, so it could be a Goryo, which means we need to look at this from a distance and through a camera, otherwise we might not see the Goryo dots. And since we are not getting anything else for now, that might be worth considering, so let's get another camera set up. Maybe just point it with a tripod at the building. We don't have access to smudge sticks, so I am going to pop a pill, even though it makes the ghost a little bit less interactive, which is a shame. But I do not want to suddenly get Jinned out of nowhere. Jinn is probably also another very, very spooky ghost if you're slower than normal. Because the Jinn has the ability to kind of charge at you. Its speed is greatly increased if it's far away from you and approaching you. Right, is it smartest to stay here, or is it smartest to look at it through the whatchamacallit? Yes, brain words are required here. Would you like to insert some of them? To look through the truck monitor. Might be wiser to look through the truck monitor. I can't really tell in this sort of map what the ghost would consider to be the same room as its current location. So if it's outside of the tent, I don't know where exactly I'd have to stand for a Goryo to show its dots. It's a very active ghost though. Interesting. Fun though. Alright, let's give this a look and see if we get any dots. Just gonna sit here, have some coffee, chill for a moment. So the thing about the Goryo, aha, that is some dots right there. So it is actually a Goryo, how nice. The thing about the Goryo is that its dots are only visible through cameras and only if you are not in the same room as it. So here you can see Goryo will usually only show itself on camera if there are no people nearby. And when a Goryo passes through a dots projector, using a video camera is the only way to see it. So what you need to do in a normal building, this is much easier. You sit outside of the room. Like, let's pretend this is the door to the room that we know the ghost is in. Then we sit here with the camera and just look at the dots. And then occasionally they'll show up only on camera, not on the actual eyes. And you can immediately determine, oh cool, this is a Goryo. However, in this open area, if the ghost wasn't inside of the tent and instead like in front of the tent, I don't know where I'd have to sit for the game to consider that, so instead we're sitting here looking through the truck monitor. So once you've set up the cameras, it's pretty easy to do that. Did we just see the silhouette through the... Actually, that's a bit of a window, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. But yeah, so that's the Goryo, and as a result, the Goryo is sometimes a bit tricky to figure out. It's also not a ghost that has very specific behavior that you can easily identify without evidence. So if you're doing a no evidence run and you run into a Goryo, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. The one downside for the Goryo is that it doesn't roam, it doesn't wander, it always stays in its location where it died. So it will always be in or near its ghost room, I think. Maybe even just literally inside of the ghost room. So if you're dealing with a ghost, with a Goryo while you're having a no evidence challenge, you can kind of speculate that it might be exactly 8 minutes clean, that's kind of nice. You might eventually speculate that it is a Goryo by the fact that it hasn't roamed around and hasn't left the room very much, so that's the one thing you can sort of figure this out. But yeah, this was a pretty fun challenge. I like this one. This one is cool. I don't like moving more slowly, to be fair, but at least they gave us a really small map, so it doesn't factor into it very much. The high sanity drain is very dangerous. You might suddenly, out of nowhere, get hunted, even though you're not ready for it, which happened to us in the second game, I think. It was the second game, wasn't it? And then you have pills that you can use to get back to 100%, but you don't have any protection. Like, you can't really protect yourself with smudge sticks. So if a hunt does break out and you are at all in the line of sight of the ghost, I think 9 out of 10 times you just die, because assume you really can't loop the ghost with this low movement speed. You can't really break line of sight with it. So you really need to manage your sanity carefully if you're trying to stay alive. Other than that, just plop down the 2 crucifixes, use the lower sanity to make the ghost a little bit more interactive, and you should be able to nail it down pretty quickly. Snow makes ghost orbs pretty hard to spot. The one thing that I always read about ghost orbs in snow is that ghost orbs can move upways, which snow naturally cannot. So if you ever see a quote-unquote snowflakes move upwards, then it is immediately a ghost orb. Be prepared to double check. In that first game where we got lucky and immediately spotted ghost orbs, you could see how they still, even though they're not supposed to do that anymore, so they still phase through the walls sometimes, and thus are sometimes a bit tricky to spot. But yeah, overall, not too bad of a challenge. It's a fun little challenge. And the fact that you are the camp woodwind, but you don't mind dying because you don't lose any equipment, makes it actually pretty playable. So yeah, I like this one. This was good.